Have you ever wondered if an act of utter shame could be the very thing that saves your life? It sounds impossible, right? But tonight, I'm going to tell you a story that proves the most shocking moments can hide the most heroic intentions. The grand hall was buzzing, a sea of glittering gowns and sharp tuxedos, all gathered to celebrate the incredible success of Joseph Bello, a young man who had turned his inheritance into a multi-million-dollar empire. The air was thick with champagne and envy. Joseph stood on the stage, a picture of power and youth, his smile as bright as the chandeliers above. He was just about to deliver the speech of his life, celebrating a $50 million deal. But just as he opened his mouth, something unthinkable happened. A figure darted from the shadows of the service staff. It was Adana, his housemaid, a girl so quiet and unassuming that most people in the room wouldn't even recognize her. She ran onto the stage, her simple work uniform a stark contrast to the opulence surrounding her. Before anyone could react, she threw her arms around Joseph's neck and kissed him. Right there, in front of hundreds of the city's most powerful people. Gasps echoed through the hall. Laughter and cruel whispers followed. Who is that girl? How dare she? The flash of cameras captured the moment of utter humiliation. Joseph stood frozen, his face a mask of shock and anger. He pushed her away, his mind reeling. How could she do this to him? Humiliate him in the biggest moment of his career? His reputation was everything. But as he stared at her, ready to unleash a fury of words, he saw the terror in her eyes. It wasn't the look of a foolish girl in love. It was the look of someone staring at death itself. Leaning close as if to apologize, she whispered words that chilled him to the bone. Don't move. Sniper. Red dot on your chest. Joseph's blood ran cold. He subtly glanced down and saw it. A tiny, menacing red dot dancing over his heart. In that instant, everything shifted. The humiliation vanished, replaced by a primal fear. Adana's crazy, desperate act wasn't an act of passion. It was a shield. By throwing their bodies together, she had disrupted the sniper's aim, buying him precious seconds. Security swarmed the stage, creating chaos. In the confusion, Adana pointed discreetly towards a high balcony at the far end of the hall. Up there, she mouthed. Joseph's personal guards, trained for this very possibility, moved with silent, deadly precision. Moments later, a single, muffled scuffle was heard from the balcony. The threat was neutralized. As the commotion settled, Joseph pulled Adana aside, away from the prying eyes and wagging tongues. How did you know? He demanded, his voice trembling slightly. Adana, still shaking, explained. While serving drinks near the back, she had overheard two men talking. They were his own uncles, men who had smiled and clapped for him just minutes before. She heard them speak of a final solution to their nephew problem, and mention a marksman on the balcony, who would take the shot as soon as Joseph began his speech. They wanted his empire for themselves, and they were willing to kill him for it. A cold, hard fury settled over Joseph. He walked back to the stage, the microphone still live. The guests were murmuring, expecting him to address the scandal. And he did, but not in the way anyone expected. Ladies and gentlemen, he began, his voice ringing with newfound authority. A moment ago, you all witnessed something you thought was a disgrace. He looked at his uncles, their faces pale with dawning horror. You saw this young woman, my maid Adana, act in a way you deemed inappropriate. You laughed at her. You judged her. He paused, letting the weight of his words sink in. But what you really witnessed was an act of bravery that has just saved my life. He then laid it all bare. The plot, the sniper, and the mastermind standing among them. He pointed directly at his uncles. These men, my own blood, planned to have me assassinated tonight. And the only reason I am still standing here is because of the quick thinking and courage of Adana. The hall fell into a stunned silence, broken only by the sound of security apprehending the two traitorous uncles. The guests who had mocked Adana now stared at her with awe and shame. She was no longer just a poor maid. She was a hero. In the end, Joseph Bello learned a lesson far more valuable than any business deal. He learned that wealth and status mean nothing without loyalty, and that true loyalty can come from the most unexpected of hearts. The girl everyone dismissed had shown more courage and integrity than his own family. From that day on, Adana was not just his staff, but his most trusted confidant, a constant reminder that the greatest treasures are not money or power, but the people who stand by you when the world turns against you. Thank you so much for watching until the very end of this story. May God bless you. Don't forget to like this video and subscribe to the channel for more stories just like this one. We'll see you next time.